In the summer of 1979, 20-year-old David Oakford was struggling. Childhood trauma had left him with no self-esteem and a persistent sense of being unloved. This internal misery eventually led to a drug overdose at a party where he lost consciousness. Instead of waking up in a hospital, David found his consciousness detached and traveling. He experienced a phantom car ride that took him directly past his childhood home. The journey continued far north, crossing the Mackinac Bridge as if he were still physically traveling across the water. He suddenly snapped back to the party, finding himself in a yellow 70s-style living room. A record was playing at an agonizing volume, vibrating through his entire being. Panic set in as he tried to adjust the volume, only for his hands to pass through the stereo. He ran for the door, but his fingers slipped through the knob. Finally, he looked in the bathroom mirror and saw nothing at all, before turning back to see his own physical body, asleep in a chair. This experience reveals a terrifying disconnect. David was fully conscious, yet entirely detached from physical reality, leaving his soul stranded and powerless in an intangible void. Floating and isolated, David felt a wave of anger toward a God he previously blamed for his miserable life. In a moment of total desperation, he cried out for help. A response materialized instantly. A glowing, androgynous being appeared by the door, radiating shifting waves of green, blue, and pure white light. The being communicated telepathically, immediately replacing David's fear with a sense of peace he had never felt on Earth. He was told that he was a master who had simply forgotten his own history. This interaction suggests that the universe responds directly to genuine pleas. Our enduring spiritual identity remains intact, even when the density of human life causes us to lose sight of our origins. To test this new reality, David thought of the pyramids of Giza. In an instant, he and his guide stood in the Egyptian desert. From Egypt, they traveled across the globe to the desolate American Southwest. This allowed David to observe the land from a spiritual perspective, seeing structures invisible to the human eye. He began to see the world as a system of vibrational energy. In the wilderness, he observed how nature acts as a pure, replenishing battery for the planet, with plants and animals emitting a strong, healthy aura. The guide used this perspective to show how humans have deforested the planet and reduced its energy faster than it can be replenished. Human cities emit a low, draining vibration, showing a species that has fallen out of balance with its environment. Moving out into space, David viewed the entire planet at once. From this vantage point, he could see the Earth's own aura and hear the sound of its energy flowing, a living, breathing entity known as Gaia. The beauty of Gaia is currently being compromised. Because humans have chosen to use resources in a manner inconsistent with natural laws, the planet's energy structure has been weakened. The guide revealed that the rest of the solar system is not a collection of empty rocks. Each planet serves a spiritual function that is hidden from those in human form. This orbital map shows each planet has a specific learning theme, acting as a training ground for souls between lifetimes. Earth is the ultimate experience. Its difficult physical environment forces a rapid level of spiritual growth, impossible to achieve without a body. David was then shown a boundless city in the clouds, located in Earth's shadow. This is a place of spiritual work and replenishment, where souls return to rest after the exhaustion of physical life. The afterlife operates as a highly structured cosmic ecosystem. It is a functional infrastructure designed for continuous education and the development of the soul. David was then led into a massive building made of living wood. Inside, he faced a council of advanced spirits who would evaluate his development based on his soul's history. His life review began with a revelation. He had chosen his parents and his ditable childhood before he was born. He had intentionally selected these specific challenges to achieve the growth he needed. The mechanics of the review were absolute. David didn't just watch his past, he experienced it from the perspective of everyone he had affected, feeling their exact emotional responses to his actions. This network visualization shows the reality of spiritual ripples. Even David's smallest negative choices on Earth had cascading effects, inadvertently causing harm to a wide circle of interconnected souls. True accountability actually means experiencing the full emotional weight of our choices. In the world of spirit, there are no private actions. Every choice we make is recorded and eventually felt. Exhausted by the harshness of Earth, David pleaded to stay in the heavenly city. He wanted to abandon his physical life and begin his work in the afterlife immediately. The council remained firm. They explained that his trauma and his specific life experiences were not random. They were essential preparations for a mission he had yet to complete. The urgency of his return was tied to the state of Gaia. Having seen the depleted energy in the cities and the damage to the planet's aura, David was told that souls with his history are needed on the ground to help humanity restore the balance. David reluctantly accepted his duty. He was pulled through a rushing tunnel of light and slammed back into his physical body, returning to the heavy reality of the party. Our struggles are not a random punishment, but a curriculum we helped design. Cleaning up the mess of human choice and helping to heal the planet's energy is a collective responsibility that we all must eventually face.